Okay, guys, so this is a video regarding the state of California propositions for 2016. Everyone's entertained regarding the debate Hillary versus Trump. It's either one of those. Green Party's dead. Libertarians never won, so they're not going to win. Alrighty, so I'm going to go over the propositions. I know the booklet, the ballot, the demo ballot, or the unofficial sample ballot. It tells you a definition or a brief explanation on what each proposition is. It also tells you the judicial people that may run and also the candidates or whatever, nominees, I mean. Okay, so the first one is Proposition 51. And what that is, it's the title is School Bonds Funding for K-12 School and Communities. Okay, so they want to give around $9 billion to K-12, with that means kindergarten through 12th grade, and public schools, to make them modern. So they're gonna spend $9 billion just for that, just to make them look nicer, be modern. And then with interest, that will be $17.6 billion. Okay, so for this one specifically, myself, no. Why? They need to invest in teachers, not the actual locations. Recently I was in the own LAUSD system, and it's not about the facility. I went to school also in Mexico. It's not about the location. It could be the crappiest facility ever. It's about the teachers, right? Okay, so that's no for that prop. To not give them that much money. So Prop 52. The title for that one is Medi-Cal Hospital Fee Program Initiative, Constitutional Amendment and Statutes. Okay, so these funds, funds for healthcare, hospitals and the state give money for the healthcare programs, and generally the state will get derivatives from that, from what the hospital would put, and they'll put them in their own funds. So what this prop is that so that the state cannot divert these funds. So the hospitals wanted to go straightly to Medi-Cal. So for this one, I'm gonna say yes. Why are they diverting the money they want to go to Medi-Cal? So let it go to Medi-Cal, right? Proposition, uh, let's see, 53. Revenue bonds and statewide voter approval initiative constitutional amendment. Okay, so what does that mean? So it means who should approve revenue bonds. What's a revenue bond? Okay, so let's say the state is going to use our money to build a bridge that, let's say, costs $1 billion, right? Okay, so they could build it. But this initiative is that voters can decide on what they actually build. If the project costs more than $2 billion, then the state would have to approve it. It'll go into voting, and then the people will choose either if they voted or not. Okay, so there's a little bit iffy thing on this. So let's say if it's a local project and it's a local town that wants to do something that for everyone in that town believes it's something that should be done, the entire state would have to agree for them to do it. So it may delay local projects, but in the end, why would a local town spend $2 billion, right? So I'm saying yes, so that we have to vote for projects that are over $2 billion. So that would be yes for 53. Regarding 54, it's legislations and proceedings initiative, constitutional amendment and statutes. So what is that? It affects on how laws are made. So bills nowadays, let's say if there's a bill in Sacramento, they could approve it. Let's say they're gonna do for taxes on fruit, right? And they can technically right now pass, about to vote for a bill, and they can change it up minutes before or hours before the actual voting. So that's incorrect, right? This bill is to propose that they post the bills 3 days before online, prior to actually voting for it, and they can't change it. And also, the thing it's going to do is live stream the actual Congress, or the, like, I don't know what they actually call them, but they're gonna stream the lawmaking sessions, and why not, right? Okay, so that's yes for 54. Regarding 55, tax extension to fund education and healthcare initiative constitutional amendment. Okay, so what does that mean? What that means is to extend the wealthy so it's taxing pretty much the wealthy people of California, people that earn more than $250,000 a year, or couples that earn 500,000 and more. So currently it's been 4 years that they've been taxing them, so they want to extend it to 12 more years. I'm not a rich person, so I don't care. I'm gonna say tax them, right? Tax them for our schools, and the money does not go to the administration; it goes actually to the classes, so that's good. So yes on 55. Regarding Prop 56, let me go over that one. The title is Cigarette Tax and Fund Healthcare Tobacco Use, Prevention and Research Law Enforcement and Initiative Constitutional Amendment. Okay, so as it said there, they're going to tax each pack of cigarettes $2. So that's good, right? Less people smoke, less people die. I think that's better. And the tax money goes to Medi-Cal mainly. The rest goes to research in regards to health for cigarettes, and then also police officers. So yes on 56. So it can go from 87 cents tax to $2 per pack. So that's gonna make people stop smoking, hopefully. Okay, number 57. Prop 57, criminal sentences, parole, juvenile criminals, proceedings, and sentences, initiative, constitutional amendment, and statutes. Okay, so this is going to change the juvenile sentence determination. So if a kid's going to go to jail, it's a 17-year-old, it's going to change who decides if he's going to be convicted as an adult. So it'll be changing it from the from the prosecutor to the actual judge. So that's good, but this is also going to approve and give more parole. It's going to give the option for parole to non-violent criminals and will reduce their crowding. It's going to reduce crowding jails only with good behavior. So let's say if you have 10 years, you have good behavior, they'll reduce it to 5 and give you more parole, right? But the other end is that non-violent criminals can be rapists, molesters, and etc. We don't want those people outside of jail, so we have to say no to 57. That's really important. Okay, 58. English Proficiency Multilingual Education Initiative. So what this is it offers bilingual classes to the public system. Honestly, I was raised in a Spanish-speaking family, and I say no. Why? Because you're gonna learn by being immersed in English, and it's worked so far. The only way you're not gonna learn is if you're lazy, if you don't want to learn, and especially if you're younger. No. So I'm saying no for 58. That's also gonna cost more money. Imagine a multilingual immersion class. LAUSD makes meetings for everything. They drain money out of you. So no. Prop 59, Corporations, Political Spending, and Federal Constitutional Protections Legislative Advisory Question. So this targets a Supreme Court ruling of Citizens United. It's an old prop, which is not to limit the large corporations to fund political campaigns. So pretty much this is to veto that rule out so that corporations cannot put so much money on campaigns that they believe is right. So this proposition is to put sort of like an amendment. It won't be the actual rule, but it's to propose an amendment that corporations are not people, and they literally aren't, right? They shouldn't be influencing any campaign, any law. It should be individual people and not a multi-billion-dollar company, right? So, regarding Proposition 60, adult fill condoms health requirements. So pretty much make these porn industries pay money for actual health exams of their actors and have them wear condoms. I say yes. That's messed up for someone to get STDs. Like they only get tested right now, I think once a month. Hey, from between that time frame, they can get STD, right? So yes on 60. Regarding Proposition 61, State Prescription Drug Purchases and Pricing Standards Initiative. Okay, so this one's a little bit iffy. What it's going to do, VA currently gets a 40% discount on all pharmaceuticals, and this is going to give the state of California a 40% deduction also, right? But at this point, companies or private companies go off copays, so that's not going to affect private companies. But if they do increase it, or they do get the deductions for 40% in California, who's to say that pharmaceuticals aren't going to raise their prices? And that in the end is going to affect the VA. So this one's iffy. I don't know. I say vote yes. Hopefully, stupid pharmaceuticals don't increase the prices. They reflect upon that and show that they are going to increase it to them. But that one's iffy. So honestly, I don't know. I'm not an analyst, so I'm not going to say anything for that one. Proposition, let's go on to um 62 already. The death penalty initiative statute. Okay, so this one it abolishes life in death penalty essentially, and instead it gives life in prison, right? Without parole, so that's good because killing people, it's morally wrong, right? The Bible says not to kill. Who are we to say we're gonna kill someone? Let's say they come out innocent. That's messed up. And they're saying that death penalty. The last time someone was killed due to death penalty executed was 10 years ago. So that's costing legal money for us, and that's costing around $150,000. I think $150,000 a year. So that's a lot of money there. Um, so that's yes on 62, and then there's another prop that wants to go against it, but we'll go over that in a bit. So Proposition 63 is let's see, firearms, ammunition, sales initiative. So there's already laws on this, but this is going to require background checks for buying ammunition and outlaws large magazines. So just say yes. We don't want any more Islamic terrorists, radicals to purchase weapons like this without a background check. Okay, so number 64, marijuana legalization for initiative statutes. So this is gonna make marijuana, recreational marijuana, legal. And the good thing is that it's not gonna it's gonna be illegal still to smoke in public, and this is gonna reduce the black market in drugs, right? And it's also gonna place a tax on the marijuana, so that's good. So I say yes. I don't smoke, but hey, they're gonna do it anyway. So yes on 64. Number 65, carry out bags charges initiative. So this one's a little bit iffy. This one was proposed by bag companies. So money of your reusable bags go to the environment. So any money that like a grocery, they charge you 10 cents for your reusable bag. Most they're not gonna make any money off that, right? It's not for profit essentially, and the money's gonna go to companies. But this one's a little bit contradictory with Proposition 67. Meaning, they're saying that groceries are gonna vote. If people vote yes, groceries are gonna have to vote no for 67. So 67, it's gonna place a permanent ban. It keeps a ban of um, plastic single-use bags, and if you vote no, they're gonna bring back the plastic bags. So it's a little bit contradictory. It's a little bit confusing, but essentially, the environment wants you to vote no for 65 so that groceries won't have to say no to 67, so that they can still make their money, but they don't have to legalize the actual single-use bags because that causes pollution. So I would say no for 65 and yes for 67. Okay, Proposition 66, and let's go to one of the last ones. So that was 65 and 67, the previous ones. Proposition 66, it's going to fix the death penalty, essentially, supposedly. It's going to speed up the process from 18 years currently, it's around average 18 years, to 15 years. This is going to require more attorneys to forward the appeal process, but I'm going to say no on 66. Why? Because it's going to cost more money for them to speed up the process. It's going to kill innocent people. Let's say someone that was innocent. And that's pretty much all the propositions. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Um, this is my own personal preference and beliefs in regards to the propositions that are out there right now. If you have any questions, comments, be sure to like it or place a comment below. Thank you, and you have a great day.